So I'm on my way to work. I'm in the car, so forgive the road noise if you're hearing that. But today I just wanted to talk briefly about what we've got going on over on one of the podcasts I host, which is the Long Lost Brothers podcast. And let me tell you about it real quick before I tell you what we're doing. But Long Lost Brothers is myself and my friend Jesse Cole, who is from Washington State. And if you don't know, I am from Ohio. So we're pretty far away from each other across the country. And we've never met in real life. We're completely online friends, but we realized early on that we had this kinship. And for the past probably 5-6 years, we've been calling each other our long lost brother. We have similar histories, similar struggles, and a lot of the same interests, a lot of the same, like, everything from the pop culture interest to, like, fitness and mental and spiritual health and battles with addiction and recovery and just very similar circumstances. And we're both parents. And just kind of what we do on the podcast is kind of catch up once a week and just talk about what we've done that week. It started off as a kind of a physical, mental, spiritual fitness podcast where we just kind of talked about the acquisition of betterment, becoming better people, you know, and strategies we've learned through our trials and tribulations and stuff we're still going through that have helped us in our journey, you know. And we just like to share our journey so other people can kind of maybe not necessarily learn from it, but feel a kinship to us from going through similar struggles. People realize they're not alone in the struggles that they face. And we work on strategies to improve mental toughness and just all kinds of stuff. Mental health, everything. We talk about everything. It started off like a fitness, like I said, podcast. Physical, mental, spiritual, fitness. And it's kind of evolved now into where we just kind of talk about whatever we want. There's still that filter of betterment, of self-improvement. But for the most part, we're just kind of catching up, talking about our week, talking about our fitness challenges throughout the week. We're both kind of fitness enthusiasts, so we're both training for different things at different times, sometimes just maintenance. Anyway, one thing that has started in the past couple weeks, and I think is going to be a major staple on the podcast, is something we call the LLB Challenge. And that's a Long Lost Brothers Challenge, where every podcast, which we record every Sunday night and put the episode up on Mondays, if you're interested in checking that out, we're on all the major podcast apps. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we're probably on there. Just search Long Lost Brothers, and you'll find us. I think we're on episode 7 this week, so going strong. And a couple weeks ago, we decided we were going to implement these LLB challenges. And what that is, it's a physical feat. It's usually something that we consider pretty difficult. It's something that one of us comes up with during that week, and then we challenge the other person to that, to do it with us the next week. And sometime between that podcast and the next one, we have to complete the challenge. And then that's one of the things that we talk about and catch up on the next episode. And so far, it's been really cool. I picked a really lame one the first week. Jesse has picked a really, this week, which is like 500 ab rolls with the ab roller. So, like, basically 500 ab roll crunches in a 24-hour period. So you can break them up any way you want, but you've got to do 500 in one day. I already know, because I've neglected my midsection for so long, my core for so long, that I'm going to be wrecked. Like, I work my abs, I work my core, but nothing that would prepare me for 500 of these ab rollers, which I never do ab rollers in one day. But it's interesting, man, and it's cool because not only do we challenge each other, we challenge the listeners to also do the same thing so that we can maybe get some listener engagement. We're all over social media. We have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and we like to post about the challenge. We post the challenge up every week. Let's see, it started out with 500 push-ups in one day. It was kind of tough, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as tough as the ab rolls. But last week, one of the rules to the challenges is neither one of us can have done the challenge before, so you can't do something and you know it's doable or it's easy and then challenge the other person to do it. You have to challenge as something that you've never done before either. So you're going through it together. And like I said, these are mainly, they're supposed to be challenges that make you mentally stronger, stuff that you actually have to push through mentally. It's physically hard things, but it takes mental toughness to finish out and complete the challenge. So I would like to invite you guys to come over and check that out. I'd love for you to be listeners to the podcast, but even if not, we put up on Facebook, sorry about that, the podcast Facebook page and on the Instagram page, and you can find those at just search Long Lost Brothers on Facebook or Long Lost Brothers Podcast, or on Instagram you can just search at Long Lost Brothers _podcast, and we post up each challenge each week up there. So like I said, I'd love for you to come listen to the podcast and see how we fare on these challenges. It's usually a good time just talking about the struggle of going through it. But I'd love to get some listener engagement and some other participants to take part in these challenges and then chime in and let us know like how other people felt about them. Were they easy? Were they hard? Was this week's harder than last week's, etc. But anyway, it's just something we're doing that's interesting over there on the Long Lost Brothers podcast, which I usually post our episodes on this YouTube channel as well, and on this podcast channel if you're listening to this in audio form. I post it all over the place, so I'd love to have you guys come listen to Long Lost Brothers, come join in the conversation, and join in some of these challenges. I think it'd be a lot of fun. But just wanted to talk about that today and let everybody know something that's going on outside of this podcast, the Brett Scott Daily podcast, and the Brett Scott YouTube channel, one of my other ventures. So if you're interested at all in building mental toughness through these weekly challenges, please come over, give it a shot, let us know what you think of it, and check out the podcast. All right, we are recording this Sunday, so you'll get a brand new episode Monday morning, bright and early, and hopefully we'll talk to you then. So I'm on my way to work. I'm in the car.